speaker is Madam Toastmaster AnitaRoy. Title of her speech is Never Judge a Book by its Cover. Never judge a book by its cover. Madam Toastmaster AnitaRoy.
I have a question for you today. How many of you agree with the statement? First impression is the best impression. Well, if this statement was indeed true, then why is it that people end up losing their friends? And why is it that some people even end up losing their marriages? Contest chair, respected judges, and fellow Toastmasters, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In my opinion, first impression is definitely not the best impression. And my message to each one of you today is to never judge a book by its cover. And in this light, please allow me to share a story with all of you. John was a school dropout, and this is the story of John. How John rose to become a millionaire, that too, because of a chance meeting with an ordinary street person. John had decided to run away. Run away from home, run away from school, and run away from exams. John wanted to travel the country and have all the fun that he could get. So one day, as he was waiting at the bus station to catch his bus to California, suddenly, an old man wearing old, dirty, and tattered clothes walked up to him. The old man turned to John and asked him, "Son, are you running away from home?" John was shocked, and he merely stood there, staring up at the old man. The old man turned to John again and asked him, "Son, please allow me to buy you a cup of coffee." "Well, sir, a soda would be fine, thank you," answered John. Then John and the old man walked to a nearby cafe where they sat down at a table and enjoyed their drinks. After that was done, they went to a nearby library, as the old man had asked John to do so. Then the old man at the library started searching among the different shelves for different books. And after a while, he drew out a couple of books and placed it on the table. And he sat down with John and started talking to him. "Son, there are 2 lessons which I wish to teach you today. And the first lesson is to never judge a book by its cover. Because the cover may be simply fooling you. And I bet, don't you think that I am some filthy, useless, ordinary street bum? Don't you, young man?" "Well, sir, I guess so," answered an ashamed John. "In that case, young man, I have some surprise for you," told the old man to John. "I am one of the wealthiest men in the country, and I can buy anything that money offers. But last year, my wife passed away. God bless her soul. And since then, I have been deeply reflecting upon my life. And I have realized that there are so many things I have still not experienced in my life. And one of them is living like a street bum. And this is exactly what I have been doing for the past 1 year, moving from city to city. So, young man, never judge a book by its cover. And the second lesson which I wish to teach you today, young man, is to learn the importance of learning how to read. For if there is anything that people cannot take away from you, then it is your wisdom." Saying this, the old man took John's hand and put it on the pile of books that he had collected on the table. They were writings of Plato and Aristotle. And before the old man got up to leave, he looked at John and said, "Today I have just one humble request to you, young man. Never forget what you have learned today." Indeed, John never forgot what he learned that day. He went back to school, studied, took his doctorate, and went on to become a millionaire. Are you still not convinced as to not judge the book by the cover? Let me give you another example. There is this man, very ordinary looking, old, weak, shy, unassuming, and soft-spoken. You cannot be blamed if you didn't notice him on the road. And you definitely cannot be blamed if you passed him off as an ordinary peasant. But if you happen to see his CV, then your impression is definitely bound to change. Here's something out of his CV. His education qualifications include Masters in Economics, Wright's Prize for Distinguished Performance with Cambridge University, DPhil, Oxford University, DLit, Oxford University, PhD thesis on India's export competitiveness. Some of his working experiences include Chief Economic Advisor, Ministry of Foreign Trade, Governor, Reserve Bank of India, Director, Reserve Bank of India, Director, IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, President, Indian Economic Association, Chairman, Indian Planning Commissioner, Member of Rajya Sabha, Union Finance Minister, Secretary General and Commissioner, South Commission, Geneva and IMF. Some of his other accomplishments include the Adam Smith Prize, 1967, Euro Money Award for Finance Minister of the Year, 1993, Asia Money Award for Finance Minister of the Year, 1993 and 1994. And this weak, ordinary-looking peasant is none other than Dr. Manmohan Singh, Prime Minister of India. So, never judge a book by its cover. Over to you, Chair.